All right, so let's take a look at our analysis for April 13. Looking at our Forex factory here, biggest thing today was Bank of Canada monetary policy report and the statement. So they did not change the interest rate today. However, the comments that came out from Bank of Canada were quite positive. They were bullish on the economy. They were looking at economy to grow this year and into next year. They did say they were open to cutting rates. However, they are not anticipating that they would have to cut rates at this point. So they're staying neutral on the interest rate. However, overall, I think it had more bullish or hawkish tone to it. As a result, we did see dollar CAD had all kinds of whipsaw today, and when the Bank of Canada press conference, when the statement came out, we did see dollar CAD drop a fair bit, and then through the press conference, it did go back up. And one of the biggest benefiters of this was actually it was British pound. And another thing that caused a lot of change or a lot of havoc in the market today was comment from President Trump. Actually, I did not see this yesterday, that President Trump was speaking, but this was before the session started, and we did not see anything that he had mentioned that really moved the market. So when we went into the markets this morning, there was nothing there. But later, the comments that came out, basically, he said that he was not in favor of higher interest rates. He wanted to keep the interest rates low. Plus, there are some vacancies on the Fed that he's going to fill. So because he does not want interest rates to be high, he's likely going to fill those with people who are more dovish on that, and he wants to keep the expansionary policy. As a result of all of that, once those comments were aired, market just dropped, US dollar tanked, and everything else went up against the US dollar. So as a result of that, we are quite bullish on everything except for the US dollar. A few other things he mentioned. One was here, he said that China won't be labeled a currency manipulator. He softened his language on that, and a few other things. So his stance was pretty soft on some of these things that were previously seen as concerns. However, he was pretty strong on his position on the US dollar. So as a result of that, we are expecting the US dollar to stay low for the next little bit here. Coming into the Asian session here, we still have employment numbers coming out of Australia, which will have an impact on Australian dollar. And then we have trade balance for China, which will have impact on Aussie and New Zealand. So something to keep in mind there. Coming up tomorrow, let's see, we have not much here in terms of the UK session. We do have Bank of England credit conditions survey. And then in the US session, we have unemployment claims as well as the PPI number. PPI numbers are actually very important, so we'll have to pay attention to that. And then we have consumer sentiment numbers, again, important numbers to pay attention to. And 10:30 a.m. Eastern here, we have Bank of Canada Governor Poloz speaking. Now, this will be a follow-up on today's speech, so it won't have as big an impact. However, anytime somebody speaks, there's usually an impact. So we do need to look at it. So there's more going on during the New York session tomorrow as opposed to the UK. All right, so moving on to the charts here. Here's our euro. This is what we were watching yesterday. Now we have had a big bullish day. The last 2 days were fairly neutral. Everything was stuck in a range. And with the comments today, that range has now been broken, and we have had a very bullish candle close on the euro. And now we are looking at another bullish day for tomorrow. So the first target here would be 107. We're not that far from that. So that will be the first target. And as far as the second target is concerned, we are, this is a good level. So 107, approximately 80 level. So that will be the second target. We are going into the long weekend, so Friday is a bank holiday throughout the throughout Europe, and I think a lot of traders will be away from their desks for Easter long weekend. So we may get low volume, low liquidity in the market, which means the moves can be more exaggerated than we may normally see just because of thin liquidity in the market with a lot of people being away. So keep that in mind as well as we go into tomorrow and then into Friday. So bullish on euro here. So looking at a 1 hour chart, we do have this big inefficient move, and this could get filled. So we could get a pullback before we see a move back up. However, because of President Trump's comments on the US dollar, I'm not expecting a big move, maybe just move back into the pivot area here. So this support and resistance may come and play a big role, which lines up with our pivot point here as well at 106.40-ish area. So we may get one of these moves to the upside. So pull back into the pivot and then a further move to the upside. So that is very bullish. In terms of our fibs here, so that's 38.2% retracement. And then in extension, we could go all the way to 107.20 here as well, which is also our R2 level. But the first target is 107.100. And then second target up here, which is 107.80. If it does break through 107, we could see it go through all the way to 107.80, which is our R3 level here. So in terms of our analysis, we're looking for bullishness in the euro here. Pound here, pound has been on a tear. It has been very, very bullish. So this is where we are. This was our candle from yesterday. Because of the bullish candle, we were expecting another bullish day. It's just the way it happened was a little bit more crazy than I would have expected. But nonetheless, we were expecting a bullish day, and of course we got one. And now we have another target to the upside. It is into resistance at the moment. However, chances are it's going to go through that. So our next target would be 126, this 126.20 level. So that will be the target for tomorrow. And after that, we are looking at this 126.80 level, which is this support and resistance. And then above that, we are at 127.100. So in terms of our targets for tomorrow, 26.20 will be the first target. And then we're looking for an extension through 26.80. So looking at the 1 hour here, this is where we are. We have had 1, 2, 3 pushes now. So we are likely to see another move towards this 26.20 area, but looking for a pullback first into our pivot point here potentially, and then a move to the upside, which is also our support and resistance from right here. So we'll likely see a pullback and then a push to the upside, but regardless, looking for a bullish move on the British pound. It has been very, very very bullish. So we're looking for a further move to the upside. Further bullishness. Dollar CAD here. Dollar CAD was in this range since March, beginning of the March here, and now it has finally broken out of the range. Both two drivers. One was Bank of Canada, and then second was President Trump's comment about the US dollar, which drove it down. So beyond this now, the next target would be 132.00, and if we, depending on what kind of move we get, we may even see a further move down into this 31.60 or 50 area. So that would be the second target. Oh, looks like we lost connection. Okay, we're back. So 3,200 and then 3160 to 50 area to the downside. Looking at 1 hour chart here. Okay, here we go. Looking at 1 hour chart, we did see that break, and in this case, we may see a pullback into here again, the pivot point, or even into this support and resistance area here, 3260, and then a further drop to 3,200, which is also our S1 level. So that's the next target, and beyond that, we are into this 3160-ish area as the second target. So we'll keep those as the two levels to the downside, but we're bearish on dollar CAD. Aussie dollar here, it had been trading in this range. Again, it was very neutral, just like the euro for the previous 2 days. Very bullish candle today, so it wasn't able, it tested the lows 3 times and it wasn't able to break that. Now we have a very bullish candle, so we're looking for a further move to the upside here. However, there is we do have employment numbers coming out for Aussie, which could make a difference here. If the numbers come out negative, then we could see it come back into this range and stay in this range. At this point, it is struggling with the top of the range at 75, 38, 40-ish area here at the top of the candle here. But if the numbers come out positive, we are likely to see a move through the top of the range, and the next target is 75.80 level, and beyond that, 76.20 area. So those are the next two targets once it gets past this 75.50 area. So looking at the 1 hour chart, as we can see, there were 3 tests of the low for the last 3 days. Price came and tested the low, and then we got the comments from President Trump, and as a result, it has moved back into right into this top of the range, which is also our support and resistance area here, R1 level. And now we may see ahead of the news here, we may see a pullback again into potentially into this level here, 75, 10-ish level. So we may see one of these moves up here, and if it breaks through, we are looking for this move to the next level. So this is our support and resistance here. This is a likely move once it breaks through this top of the range at 75.50 level. Overall, though, based on the daily candle here, we are bullish on Aussie. New Zealand dollar, we had a bullish pin bar. It was in this range for some time, and again, tried to break through the range, but we got those comments, and now we got a very bullish pin bar. Now we are already seeing the move to the upside. It could go higher. The next target, it's already at the first target, so the next target would be 70.20 area at the top of the candle here. So that will be the next target, and it could get there once it clears this 69.93 level. Looking at the 1 hour chart, very, very bullish here. Here we are into the previous support and resistance. So that's our next support and resistance level at 70.20. At this point, the move that we may see could be one of these, pull back into the 69.70 level, and another move to the upside, and then one of these moves. So at this point, it is very bullish, and we may see a further move for New Zealand US dollar as well. So that covers it. Any questions? Okay, so I'll take that as a no. Let me. Okay, perfect.